Sometimes when you say something out loud, even though you know it to be true, it just sounds worse. There's no real surprise in your mind, but you say the words out loud, you think, wow, that is a ridiculous situation. What the hell am I talking about? Okay, for me to explain that, can we just, for the purposes of this video, sort of define what a left winger is? Not what we think it is, but really the parameters under which David Moyes will deploy a player in that left wing position. Pablo Fornals might not be a left winger, Moyes can play him there. Lucas Paqueta might not be a left winger, certainly isn't one, but David Moyes can play him there, or at least start him. So when David Moyes is marking out his team sheet, these are the players that he would consider for left wing. With that in mind, let me just tell you this now. West Ham have no left wingers. We have 2 that could normally play on the left wing who are injured, and we have another 3 that we are considering selling. Just let that sink in just for a second. Who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Lucas Paqueta, whatever you want to call him. He is injured, we think. I hope he's not, by the way. Let me just get this right. I hope he is available for tonight's game. I'm sick of moaning. You're probably sick of me moaning. I want to get back to playing football. I really do. But it's very, very hard to observe and talk about West Ham and not be concerned by these, particularly as I say there. Those are 5 left wingers. So bearing in mind 2 of them are injured, and what I'm going to say there is Lucas Paqueta and Antonio. I know he's not a winger, but what is he? You know, if I'd have told you 4 years ago that Antonio was a striker, you would have laughed at me. I think he's a consideration. I think in dire straits, I think David Moyes would play him on the left wing. He's an option, right? No Antonio, no Paqueta. What do? We're going to go and try and sell all the other ones, which is Pablo Fornals, Saïd Benrahma, and Maxwell Cornet. None of this would be a problem if we'd managed to sign one. Not only did we try and sign 1, we tried to sign 2. So I'm just going to keep counting. I'm going to recount, because the more I count, it sounds worse. 2 are injured, 3 are being sold, 2 we tried to buy, and we mucked them both up. At the point of recording this video, I'd be very happy if at lunchtime today it is announced that we've signed Ibrahim Osman. Brilliant. That would be great. It really would. Not that he could play tonight, but you get what I'm saying. This is incredibly inept recruitment. It really is. Or whatever, the buying and the selling. The whole bloody lot. As I understand it, and I don't know, I wasn't there, I'm just relying on what other people have reported. Saïd Benrahma left training 2 hours early yesterday, indicating he was going to go and clean out that mansion again and get going. Pablo Fornals wasn't at training at all. Not because he was naughty, he's not. He's very, very professional, Fornals. But he's clearly very close to making his move. Crystal Palace came in, and they might be looking for Maxwell Cornet. Now, ordinarily, here's what would ordinarily happen at a normal football club. Maxwell Cornet 2 games ago started his rehabilitation, if you want. He began his pathway back into the West Ham team. All right, brilliant. Did okay, you know, put a good crossover for Thomas Souček. Got in a goal scoring chance himself. He missed. The following game, basically West Ham's last game, he scored a goal. So we're seeing incremental improvements now in Maxwell Cornet. You would think, bearing in mind everything I've said about the left-wing situation, Maxwell Cornet starts tonight. I don't think he will. We'll get to that in just a second. Crystal Palace comes sniffing. We might sell him to Crystal Palace, loan him, whatever the case may be. That could well bite us on the arse. I mean, anybody that saw Crystal Palace play the other day, when Eze and Elise are in that type of form, you can actually see, you can see it, can't you? Well, I can in my mind's eye. Maybe I'm just worrying a little bit too much. But in my mind's eye, I can see Cornet doing well at Palace, and it being, you know, a bit of an embarrassment, really, to West Ham. Well, not to you, not an embarrassment to you, not an embarrassment to me. It'd be bloody embarrassing for David Moyes if he's not able to get a tune out of him, and old Roy Hodgson does. That would be, an interesting set of circumstances indeed. So anyway, what do I expect to see this evening? And I'm going up there. I'm going up there tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very motivated for the game. I don't know why I say I'm motivated. I'm not playing. They probably need me. They might need me on the left wing. I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. And I don't want to put a downer on this stuff, because I hope we'll win. And as I said in the preview, I think we will win. And not only do I think we'll win, I think if David Moyes, unless there's a surprise, and that would be Lucas Paqueta, and he's fine and he plays, then that's fine. I think in the event of that not happening, I think that the likely scenario is that we do play these four central midfielders, the four holding midfielder pivot thing. I think that's what we'll get, and I think it might work. I do. Because I just think with that lot, you'd crush midfield. It won't be pretty and it won't be fast, but I think that's what you'd get. I really do. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Kalvin Phillips. Look, mostly I'm looking forward to hopefully West Ham winning the game. The second most thing I'm looking forward to in the game is Kalvin Phillips. I guess third would be, Mo Kudus back. That would be pretty cool to watch as well. But I do wonder if David Moyes is going to go for this. And do you know what? Bearing in mind some of the other results, if West Ham get a win tonight, in terms of the form, in terms of the league position, this is not only would I have no complaints, that's damning it with faint praise. It would be beyond and exceeding my expectations. It really would, and I'd certainly be going into the next two games thinking if we could win one against either Man U or Arsenal, and I do think that's realistic, particularly given the team, then we have a real chance. But the squad is ridiculously thin, and I can't quite help shift from my mind as much as sort of, I feel like one side of my brain's looking forward to the game and watching Kudus and watching Phillips. There's another side of my brain which can't quite help shift the incompetency that we've witnessed in this transfer window. And at the risk of, I'm not going to repeat what I've said in the last two videos, but you get the point. This is a real concern. How collectively can you have? This is what I'm thinking. A manager who likes to buy players. If we assume that David Moyes doesn't want to become a head coach, he likes being the sort of omnipotent guy in a football club. He wants to do the buying and selling the players, right? He's been dragged along kicking and screaming to have a technical director. So we know the manager likes buying players. We've got a technical director who likes buying players. We've got a sporting director in Mark Noble who's sort of learning the trade and he's quite capable of spotting a player or two himself. And we've got a chairman who likes buying players. How come we got four people at the very top who like buying players? We haven't been able to buy a player. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We all know the numbers at the start of this video. The numbers suggest we need a left winger. We really do. And I just think this is one of those opportunities, isn't it? We're in a really good opportunity now. If we'd have recruited well in this window, and I do think Phillips has recruited well, I think that is a good signing. If we'd have done something else as well, then we'd have really given ourselves a great opportunity to sort of push on. We're putting a lot of stock in nobody getting injured for the remainder of the season, a lot of stock in Antonio coming back, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying here. Moyes was coy in his pre-match press conference and I'm not sure about Kalvin Phillips. I'll tell you, mate, you don't have a choice. Because you and your cronies in the transfer committee have failed to get a left winger in. So you're going to have to... a big soup potato salad, Thomas Souček running down the left wing. I'm joking, he won't play him on the left wing, but you know what I'm saying. This is just what we're going to have. He's not in a position, he doesn't have the luxury of saying, I might not play Kalvin Phillips. Listen, if Lucas Paqueta is not available, you'll be playing Kalvin Phillips. All right, don't worry about that. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. And in many respects, I don't care how we win tonight. I'm going up to the boats early before the game. So, meeting up with Tony and seeing some of the fellas up there as well. So I'm guessing by the time the game comes, I won't even know what I'm watching anyway. So, apologies in advance for whatever review I put up about 10:30 this evening. Could be absolute carnage. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the game. Hopefully you are too. If you're travelling up, stay safe and all that sort of stuff. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow.